You are now listening to Cryptid Cocktail Party. Creatures, let's meet for a drink. It's a treat. Join us in the fight. Cryptid Cocktail Party. Cryptid Cocktail Party.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Cryptid Cocktail Party, a show where we have a few drinks, share a few laughs, take a dive into the unknown. I'm your host, Dave, joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Sarge. How is it going, Sarge?
Ahoy, everyone. Celebrating the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
Yeah, we are,
a little
baby.
seafaring greeting. This episode has nothing to do with sharks, but I just thought it would be appropriate to say ahoy.
Well, to be fair, you don't know that for sure.
No, I don't. But based on the title of the show that is in the studio, I'm guessing it has nothing to do with sharks, but there might be some blood in the water.
You're catching on quick to my little titling.
Sometimes I have no idea what I'm looking at, and other times I'm like, oh, okay.
But in the end, they make sense, right?
Oh, they always do. They
Yeah.
always make sense.
I got to keep you on your toes. I can't tell you outright, but then I can't name the studio what the episode's going to be about. Where's the fun in that?
If we did that, then we wouldn't be the best paranormal podcast sponsored by Narragansett Brewery.
This is true. Man, I missed you. Thank you, Sarge, for covering last week. I did not have explosive diarrhea.
I'm glad you didn't have explosive diarrhea.
I'm glad you let everyone know. No, my mom came down for the weekend, and she just doesn't come down very often, so I wanted to spend the weekend with her. We did the most touristy shit.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
it's your mom.
Yeah, we like speed ran it. We went to like the Museum of Art just to take a picture with the Rocky statue.
Okay.
Like we did that kind of shit.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, we went to the fountain. Fountain wasn't on because I forgot that the trash strike also included the water.
Dealing with the trash strike,
but it also included like the municipal like water people as well. It's like all one. So the fountain wasn't on. So it's
that's insane.
Yeah, there's a bunch of kids climbing on it and shit. I was like, that doesn't seem.
That can't be safe.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's Philly.
What are you gonna do?
It's wild that I always assume, since I grew up in New England and like New Hampshire, I wouldn't say we have rednecks. But we have like a lot of like white trash.
Oh yeah.
I thought like moving to a city like there'd be less of that, bro. People are the same everywhere you go.
No, there are rednecks in Boston.
Yeah, it's wild. But no, it was good. So, but yeah, thank you for allowing me to do that and taking over, and thank you, Maynard, for stepping up with your
and
weird
being way too close to the camera,
dude. I was trying to cut clips of that, and I was like, I can't look at this anymore. It is awful. It looks like the intro to like fucking like I don't know. Malcolm in the, like this is something you see like on Malcolm in the Middle. Like
it reminded me of every Busta Rhymes music video in the 1990s.
It reminded me of remember in Ace Ventura Pet Detective, I think the second one.
Oh yeah.
No,
when he's looking in the drain.
Yeah, it reminded me. It's like fuck me, dude. It was unsettling. But yeah, what's
He's an unsettling guy.
He is. I've never met him. It seems like a genuinely nice dude.
He is a very genuinely nice human being. He just is weird.
Yeah, very soft.
And that's what I love about him.
Yeah, he's very dry. I've noticed from. But yeah, no, that was kind of you guys. I keep thanking you. I don't know why.
It's okay. It's all right. Everybody needs a weekend off.
Yeah. But yeah, what have you been up to? What are you getting into? Anything fun? Anything exciting?
Not at the moment. I am going to be taking my kids up to your old stomping grounds. We're going up to New Hampshire in August.
Hell yeah.
For a few days. It's just me and my sons.
Ooh,
we're going to be doing some boys stuff.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure fireworks will be involved at some point or another. There's a there's a lake on the little cottage we're staying in. So
Hell yeah, dude! Nothing like fireworks over a lake, dude. That shit's
Yeah.
where it's at. Yeah.
yeah, it'll be a good time.
All right, Sarge. Well, I think it's enough catching up. We've only been away
Yeah,
from each other.
we
got to
get into this.
I love you, but we got to fucking move on, dude.
All right.
All right. Today, Sarge, we're going to be talking about home ownership.
Okay.
All right. Now, home ownership is something that, as a millennial, I will probably never experience. But from what I've heard, it's got its ups and downs. I mean, the upsides, you get to do whatever you want with the house. You can fucking add an addition. You have a yard. You can decorate however you want. Some of the downs are like leaky roofs, cracked foundations, surprise plumbing problems that cost more than your car.
Conservative neighbors.
Yeah, if you're lucky, the worst you'll get is you'll have a neighbor who will dispute property lines with you when you decide to put up a shed in your backyard or something like that.
Right.
Even though it's clearly in your yard.
Yes, of course.
I don't know. These are just problems that I've heard. But here's the thing. Most of those problems have a fix. Like there's contractors, YouTube tutorials, there's
Hitmen.
there's sensor lights that shine into your shitty neighbor's bedroom window.
Yes.
But what do you do when the problem isn't structural, cosmetic, or Craig from next door, but something truly unimaginable? Like, say, for instance, blood coming out of your floors and walls for no apparent reason.
I guess you need to establish a mop budget.
Okay. Well, clearly you don't have an answer, and I don't have an answer. And unfortunately,
No, I
for subjects of today's episode, that is exactly what happened inside their home in September of 1987. So today, Sarge, we are going to be digging into the case of the Bleeding House of Atlanta. Is this something you're familiar with at all?
Actually, no, it's not. I'm very excited.
I figured you being a fan of like Kentucky meat showers and shit like that a bleeding house would be something that was right up your alley.
You'd think, but I'm not. I'm unfamiliar with houses that get their periods.
I see. That's surprising to me. I assume like this would be like your kind of paranormal shit, like just like unexplainable shit.
I love it. I haven't come across it yet. I heard that birth control pills help, though I don't know where you would put it in a house.
Garbage disposal? I don't know. Flush it down the toilet? No, I don't. I'm just trying to think of orifices in a house. I have no idea. But also in researching this, I found out that this happens more than you think. There's a lot of cases of this, and I almost did like a bunch of them in this one. I can't. I'm going to stick to one. Maybe we'll cover some other ones. But
okay.
All right. You ready to get this party started?
I'm more ready than ever.
Okay. So to get this party started, what we got to do is we got to go back to September 8th, 1987. Just a regular Tuesday night in the home of William and Minnie Winston, an elderly couple in their 70s living at 1114 Fountain Drive in Atlanta.
That's a bad name for a bloody house.
I didn't even...
Fountain Drive.
I genuinely didn't even put that together, but that's deeply funny. Now, at around 11:30, Minnie is finishing up her nightly routine. Shit, shower, shave. She was just getting ready.
She's just blasting the toilet, getting ready.
Yeah.
Making a messy cobbler.
She was getting out of the bath when she steps in something sticky on the bathroom floor. Now, understandably, she's a little confused. I assume whatever it was wasn't there before she got in the bath.
I hope it wasn't there after she shit. I mean, before.
Which one is it, Sarge?
Maybe she's just not good at wiping.
She's just got out of the bath. I don't think it... Well, I guess it was before. Anyways, whatever. But when she looks down to see what it was, she notices that this looks an awful lot like blood. So she calls out to her husband, Willie, who's laid up in bed with kidney issues, to see if maybe he's bleeding or something. Like, he's fine. There's no
blood
cuts.
in his pee because of the kidney issues.
Oh, maybe. I didn't even think about that, but that's good. But
men don't be aiming.
This is true.
When they pee sometimes. So...
But yeah, so she calls out to him to make sure that he's okay, but he hasn't gotten up. He's fine. No cuts, no injuries, nothing. And plus, I think she would have noticed if he came into the bathroom and pissed while she was in the bathtub.
Right.
Yeah. So he gets up, and they both start looking for a source for whatever this shit is that's coming up through the floor. Now, as they go through the house, they see more of it. Red smears and droplets forming in the hallway, the kitchen, living room, bedroom, even in the basement and crawl space. It's starting to form everywhere. Some of it's running in streaks along the baseboards. Now, I'm not great at painting a picture sometimes when writing these episodes, so I'm just gonna say that this, like, what they were seeing, it wasn't like blood splatter. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like little droplets. Like, there were puddles of blood forming in their house and dripping down the walls. Like, when the police arrived, which we'll get into in a second, they described it as, quote, a copious amount of blood. Which is not
that's
great.
problematic.
So the Winstons understandably start freaking out and call 911. Cops and EMTs show up and we're like, this is a crime scene for sure. Like somebody died in this house. Thing is, though, there's no body. There was no intruder in the house and no one in the home was like actively bleeding at the time. So the cops check the whole place looking for any sign of possible source for this blood. All the doors are locked. There's no broken windows. And they had a security system that Minnie said had been armed since 9:30. So it's like 2 hours that it's been armed. And they would have heard something trip it if it was tripped. So it doesn't seem like a crime took place. They ended up like inspecting the pipes, the HVAC system, the attic. They checked Willie's dialysis machine, thinking maybe like it was a leak in that.
It was leaking
or something like that. And it was like seeping into somewhere and coming up through the floor somehow. I don't know, but they also had they had no pets. They had no history of any vermin problems. I know sometimes if like a rat or a raccoon or something dies in between, like when they decompose, it'll kind of seep through, but they didn't find anything like that.
Yeah.
So the police did what they could. They took some photos, snagged a couple like samples to go off for testing because, hey, it might not be blood, you know? Could be anything.
Yeah, it could be paint.
Like maybe like rusty water, maybe a leaky something or other. Maybe there's a leak from the roof. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, the forensics test, it came back pretty quick, and unfortunately, it was 100% human blood.
Oh my God.
It's not great.
Did they keep like a sample so they could test the DNA?
I don't know. Even what made it worse is that the blood was type O. The Winstons, they were both type A. So now the police have to treat this like a full-on crime scene. Like,
but isn't I think type O is like the universal donor, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, see, the house knew that Willie was sick.
Just in case you need some extra.
Exactly.
Let me open up some wood blood. This is making me think about, I don't know if you ever heard of this, but there's vulture bees.
What are vulture bees? I assume they're bees. Is the honey
meat,
just blood?
They make their nest out of flesh.
This isn't real. They can't. That's not.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Do not look this up because I looked it up and I couldn't eat for a couple of days.
So they make their nests out of flesh. Now, do they make honey the same way bees do?
Yeah.
Is it blood honey?
Yeah.
Oh, that, not gonna lie, that sucks, but that's also metal as fuck.
It's metal as fuck, and when you look at it, it looks like an H.R. Geiger painting.
Oh, okay. I love that.
It's like if bees existed in Hellraiser's universe. Like, I was looking at the nest and disgusted, but at the same time, like, fucking mystified.
Yeah. I'm gonna look that up. I'm probably very upset about it, but at the same time,
yeah, you're gonna feel bad about what you see, and don't curse me. I told you not to.
No, that's fine. Hey, I would never hold it against you.
Yeah.
All right. So the blood was tested, came back type O. The Winstons, they're both type A. So this means that the police have to treat it like a crime scene now. You just have someone else's blood in your house. So it makes sense.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah. Now, so now a real investigation opens up. More photos are taken, more samples collected. They ran the blood against missing persons cases, local crime reports, and even checked with nearby hospitals and blood banks to see if any blood bags had gone missing.
Go in the hospital. Is anyone missing any blood?
Well, I think they were thinking if blood bags were missing, someone could have been a prank. We'll get into some of the theories, but
a prank?
Dude, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But this is the late 80s.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to prank some old folks.
But the thing is, you got to remember, this is the late 80s, and it's also the height of the AIDS crisis. So blood was pretty well guarded at the time. You couldn't, stealing blood at this point people would notice. And as far as I know, nothing was missing. Like
and people didn't know a lot about AIDS either, so they probably were really worried that they had caught something.
Oh, I'm sure. Now 2 days later, the Atlanta PD held a press conference and basically just like shrugged their shoulders. They admitted that it was real blood in the house, that it didn't match the Winston's, and that they had no fucking clue where it came from. One official just straight up said, could be a homicide, could be a hoax, could be.
That's not helpful.
No, but like with no evidence of either a homicide or a hoax, the case pretty much stalled. There was no victim, there was no perpetrator of a crime, there was just no crime. Like it was just a bunch of blood. Now,
God, that bothers me so much.
No, the cops did keep investigating it a bit, but with no leads, it was a dead end. Like technically, the case stayed open, but what are they gonna do? It's a bleeding
Literally
house with no explanation. Yeah. How are you feeling so far? I feel like you've made it clear how you feel about it so far, but I figured I'd check in.
I feel like owning a house is a punishment from God. Because like every human being, like if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of need, right? Like shelter's right up there. It's a big one. And so you buy a house thinking, okay, now I have this property that I own. But what it really is just a hole you keep throwing money into.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because houses, even new ones, break and have ridiculous shit happen to them.
Yeah. Again, that's
so
why
like
I'll
owning
never
a house is just, it's punishment.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Now imagine all of a sudden it just starts bleeding.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you can't just fucking get a new house. This shit's expensive. Well, I mean, not in the 80s. You could buy one for like a button and a pile of string, you know?
Just whatever's in your pocket at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, but also they're fucking pushing 80. Like, I mean, I don't think they're just gonna fucking sell. Like, you can't. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
he's sick on dialysis.
Point.
Like, he can't just fucking up and go. Yeah, it sucks. But it gets worse.
Oh, good.
Yeah, not like the Blood House for the Winstons. I mean, it's because once news of what happened at the Winstons' house made its way out of Atlanta, the news spread like wildfire. I mean, it's a house of bleeding human blood. Why wouldn't it?
It's a bleeding house, yeah.
Yeah. So local reporters obviously jumped on the story immediately, but before long, it was picked up by national outlets as well as international papers. At one point, the story ran in papers as far away as Saudi Arabia, which is fucking wild. So it was kind of a big deal.
No, news travels fast.
Yeah, it's not great. And because of all this attention, crowds started gathering outside the Winston's home.
Glenn Danzig shows up trying to buy the place.
Was that an episode of Aqua Teen?
Yeah,
all right. I had to think about it.
The blood in the front lawn.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So people just started showing up. News vans lined the street. Groups of people would just stand on their lawn, hoping to catch a glimpse of the house bleeding. Like, yeah, I don't know. And for the Winstons, who were elderly and also very private people, this was all very overwhelming for them. Minnie ended up becoming like the de facto spokesperson for the couple. She would answer questions from the press, but mostly she was just begging people to stop showing up at their house, which is very sad.
She seems like a very sweet old lady. Like the press shows up and she's got like a tray of cookies for them.
Yeah, some homemade lemonade.
Yeah.
Yeah. She told the local paper that they couldn't sleep anymore because the constant phone calls and knocks at the door. As for Willie, dude's already in poor health. He told reporters he didn't care what people thought. He was too sick and too tired to be bothered with it, which, good for him.
Interestingly enough, that's how everyone in America feels right now. Just overloaded.
Yeah, everything.
Too much.
Everything's overwhelming. I don't want to, just whatever, dude. Just do your thing. But
I mean, if my house started bleeding right now, I'd just be like, thanks, Obama.
Yeah. But as the story spread, it wasn't just news and like curious onlookers showing up. Paranormal groups started reaching out, offering to investigate, as well as self-proclaimed psychics who told the Winstons they sensed a demonic force in the house and offered to cleanse it for them.
Dude, there is nothing worse than when the fucking psychics come out of the woodwork.
Oh yeah, dude, grifters got a grift, baby. Well, thankfully the Winstons were smart and they declined both offers.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. As they should have.
Yeah, and within a few weeks, the blood stopped appearing. It only did that one time. But with no developments, the story began to fade. The police had no answers. The media moved on, and everyone just kind of forgot about it. Like a little while after, like things had died down and people moved on. Minnie was talking to a researcher or a journalist or someone. I don't know who she was talking to, but she tried to downplay the whole thing, telling them that it had just been rust or mud or dye from a new carpet, basically anything but actual blood, which it kind of contradicts the results of the
What
blood.
the police said, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, people cope in different ways. If she doesn't want
Right.
to believe it was blood, do whatever you got to do. She went on to say, quote, "If it had actually been blood, I wouldn't have stayed in that house." But she did.
She did stay in the house.
Yeah, unfortunately, Willie passed away 2 years later in 1989, but Minnie lived in that same house until her death in 2015 at the ripe old age of 104.
Jesus Christ.
Dude. She fucking... Maybe the blood helped. I don't know. But
Yeah. It kept her young as like Elizabeth Bathory situation.
that was my first thought. It's like a fucked up fountain of youth over there.
They excavate the basement and just find like the bones of hundreds of virgins.
Dude, just today while I was writing this, a CNN headline popped up on my like notifications. Apparently someone dug up a septic tank in like Ireland and there's just hundreds of baby bones in it. What the fuck? God damn.
Yeah, it was a home for unwed mothers.
Oh, that makes sense now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, run by the Catholic Church, of course.
All right. Yeah. Never mind. Not as shocking as, I mean, it's still shocking, but not as shocking as it makes sense now.
Yeah. And it's only the second worst thing the Catholic Church has ever done to children. So.
Oh, God damn it. All right. But as far as I know, the house only bled that one time. It never bled again. And I think the house still stands as far as I know. I looked up pictures of it. It's still there. Like you can go to
Let's go stand in the lawn. Should go there and throw tampons at it.
All right. Well, before we do that, you want to dive into some theories and maybe some possible explanations?
I do. Very much so.
All right. Well, as I'm sure you can guess, with no victim, no evidence of a crime or a source for where this blood could have come from, there was a lot of speculation, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
The first theory we got is that this was a hoax or that there was some sort of human-like intervention. Basically someone did this.
I'm sure two 80-year-old people would just couldn't wait to take their bags of blood and spread them all over the house.
Well, from the jump, the police had considered the possibility that the blood was deliberately placed there, either by the Winstons themselves or someone close to them. It's the simplest explanation, so it makes sense that this is what people would immediately think. People like Joe Nickel and the Georgia Skeptics organization, because of course that's a thing, they outlined two possible scenarios. First is that Willie Winston staged it. The theory being that as a dialysis patient, Willie would have had access to blood and or medical supplies, and he used those to create this scene. Or scenario number two, a family member did it. One of the Winston's adult children reportedly worked in a medical facility, so they're trying to say that they could have had access to blood bags and placed the blood in the home, either as a prank or possibly make the Winstons appear confused and unwell in an attempt to, I don't know, like put them in a home or something. I don't know what I don't know what their goal would have been for it, but those are the two.
I can't believe that the least believable thing about this story is coming from the skeptics. Like, what fucking end?
I don't know. That's just, you know how it is. They don't ever put reasons. It's just, this is what could have happened. But why? I don't know, but it could have happened. Could have happened, Sarge.
Skeptics are the worst sometimes.
Skeptics are like conspiracy theorists. They don't really flesh out their ideas. They just spout them.
They're like, it's impossible. It couldn't have happened. It had to be a prank.
Yeah.
For reasons.
Well, either way, both those theories have problems, obviously.
Yeah, I think someone would notice if Willie was sneaking out with a bucket of fresh O-positive blood.
Well, that's the thing. First, the blood was type O. both Minnie and Willie were type A, which means it couldn't have been Willie's or Minnie's. If it was a hoax, that would mean that the hoaxer had to get blood from somewhere illegally, store it, and then transport a significant amount of it without being caught. Second, the home was alarmed and had been hours before the blood appeared, and there was no sign of entry, force, or otherwise. And there's no evidence to suggest that maybe the alarm was faulty or had been tampered with, so it doesn't seem likely that someone came into their home with a shitload of blood unnoticed just to pull off.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of other ways to make old people seem crazy.
Yeah.
They don't involve bringing the police to a house to test the blood on the ground.
I mean, that is a pretty funny way to do it, though.
It is, but when you think about it, like, clearly the police were also like, it really is blood, I guess. I don't know.
Not only did you fool the old people, but you fooled the people that were going to take the old people out if it was successful. Like you got to.
It just seems like so much work for no reason. If anything, you would have like put a severed leg in the house and then taken it out just before the police got there.
Yeah.
So that they would seem crazy.
That's the thing. Like, you got to make them see the blood and then clean it up before the cops get there.
Exactly.
That's where they fucked up. They left it there. But speaking of evidence, there weren't any containers, tools, or materials that would have been used to carry out the hoax found anywhere in or around the house. So if it was staged, whoever did it left zero trace. Like we said, even the police at the time weren't assuming it was a hoax, because if it had been obviously a hoax, they would have just closed the case. So, well, the hoax explanation, it's like the most practical, I guess, on paper. There just isn't any evidence to support it. So if it wasn't a hoax, it's got to be paranormal, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, the paranormal theory is the one that has gained the most traction over the years because it's the most fun. Obviously, people are going to fucking gravitate towards that. Now, the idea here is that the blood was manifested by some unseen supernatural force, like a ghost or a poltergeist. You see it all the time in movies, blood dripping from walls, that type of shit. Now,
a spectral period.
A local paranormal researcher named Kurt Rowlett interviewed Minnie Winston. This was like months after everything had settled down, and he concluded that a paranormal event was, quote unquote, as likely an explanation as any, which is just another way of saying, I have no idea what is happening here, so gotta be ghosts.
No clue. Probably ghosts.
It's gotta be ghosts.
Gotta be.
Yeah. There was one paranormal interpretation that I thought was kind of interesting. And this is that the event is linked to Atlanta's like historical trauma, racial violence, redlining, things of that nature. Writer Danny Cherry Jr. proposed this idea that the blood might be psychic in nature and a manifestation of all the unresolved hurt that is embedded in the city's history. Now, obviously, there's no scientific evidence to support this. It's part of a theory known as emotional haunting. That's where like the environment itself somehow holds and expresses trauma. Also, I am just now realizing that this theory makes more sense for you and those listening if I had actually included the fact that the Winstons were a black couple. So that's on me. I'm realizing.
You know what I got to say though, Dave? I've got to give you credit. It's pretty progressive that you forgot to tell everyone that this was a black family.
I'm realizing. Yeah, I'm realizing that now. But it's like, did you ever watch them on Amazon?
Yeah,
it's the season 1. It's think about it like that. It's like
the
racism is haunting their house. If that
I mean, I think I probably spoke too soon when I said the skeptics were the least believable.
Yeah, I mean,
it sounds a little silly to me that racism did this.
It's not.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you meant. It's an interesting theory. Just blood though. No sounds.
Well, there was a theory. I'm not even gonna get it. There was a theory that was like
it's like you through your paces right now.
It was like a quick poltergeist, like an in and out type deal. That was one of the theories. Just like hey, like that was
He's
one
a traveling poltergeist.
It was one of those, just like popping in to say hello and then leave. It was like when the milkman used to. Hey neighbor, and then they just leave. It's like
it just pops in.
Yeah, but still, if this was some
the blood fairy,
but like, yeah. So if this was some sort of haunting, it wasn't like your normal run of the mill boilerplate haunting. Like there weren't any ghosts or cold spots or voices or shit. Like the blood appeared, and that was it. So I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. I actually, now that I think about it, like I kind of like the idea of it just being like a one and done situation. If that was the case with all hauntings, like I'd take that.
Yeah, it was just like a quick little how do you do?
You're gonna pop in, say hello, scatter some blood around the house.
So, sometimes that's all you need. I mean,
Open,
it works.
close a few cabinet doors, and then fuck off.
Yeah, they didn't even do that. It was literally just the blood. It happened one time. The poltergeist was like, there you go. Maybe realized there was no like teenage girls or water around. And they were like, this is not working for me.
They're almost already dead. Whatever.
Yeah, he's like, what is this going to last a year? 2 tops? All right. So I did find
dialysis machine was haunted. That's what happened.
Was that, yeah, from the blood of other patients. That's what, I did come across a more like out there kind of theory, and that was that this was psychokinesis, or RSPK, which stands for recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis. This is a very fringe theory, like parapsychology type shit, that claims that usually under like extreme stress, like you can unconsciously just do shit with your minds, like move objects, or in this case, cause blood to just appear. It's dumb, and it's an unproven idea.
You know what, though? As crazy as that sounds, I think that was also kind of the explanation for some poltergeist activity that happens around teenagers.
Yeah, it's like most poltergeist activity usually happens around like teens going through puberty.
Right.
So it's kind of like that. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, they were an elderly couple. The husband was very sick. Like, it's not like he was fucking up and about. Like, I'm sure... I don't know if they had a caretaker, so I don't know if Minnie, who was also elderly, was taking care of her husband. Like, that could stress anyone out. I mean, I've taken care of family members with like dementia and shit. Like, it's not easy, for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, but I never caused blood to just appear. But you know, I'm not saying no one
to me.
I'm not saying no one else could happen. But yeah, but telekinesis shit like that, none of that's proven. It's theorized. It could happen, maybe. Who knows?
I want it to happen. You know, I wish that I could do that. There are some nights where I just can't reach the remote.
You want the force. You don't want telekinesis.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
I guess
like not enough to lift an X-Wing. I just want the Amazon remote.
Gotcha. No, that tracks. But whenever you see poltergeist stuff like this, you always the telekinesis, paratel, whatever it's called, it gets brought up a lot in cases like this. Either way, the bottom line is that every theory has its holes. The hoax theory is possible. There's just no evidence, and the paranormal theory has as much evidence as the hoax theory. So what are you going to do? It's kind of just whatever. But no matter what theory you subscribe to, whatever happened in the Winston home on September 8th, 1987 has never fully been explained. All we know is that human blood appeared in their house. It was witnessed by first responders, tested and confirmed to be real blood. And after that, who the fuck knows? You know?
Yeah. Well, I think it's also important to call attention to the fact that the sheer volume of the blood, like there was a lot of it, right?
Too much.
Yeah. So it's like, I feel like, so what killed the emotional haunting theory for me? Besides the fact that they didn't really say any noises, and I feel like if that were the case, it was like emotional trauma from centuries of slavery. I feel like there'd be noises, or like some kind of rhyme or reason to it. It was just O positive blood.
Yeah, just a bunch of it too.
Yeah, so unless it was something I don't understand about slavery, I'm pretty confident they all had different blood types. You know what I mean?
True. I feel like the amount of blood that they're describing would have been more than one person. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The amount of blood would have been multiple people. I guess is how I should have worded that. But yeah. I don't know. It's been 30 years and the case is still open technically, but it's still a mystery. But
it's kind of weird to me that they didn't do any DNA testing on it just to like find out who it belonged to. That'd be interesting.
At 87, did they have that? I don't know. I know they could test.
No, but they probably still have the evidence. I'm sure you could still get the DNA out of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
If they store the evidence properly, they should be able to still get DNA. I mean, they've solved cold cases from the 1970s. I mean, that's how the Golden State Killer got caught.
Yeah, well, he got caught because of was it 23andMe or something like that?
Yeah, but they had DNA profile to test against from the 1970s.
This is true. This is very true. I don't know.
I don't know either. I find it interesting. I wonder if you could still test it if they kept it.
They probably didn't. I mean, it's a bleeding. They probably like, this is fucking dumb. Why would we keep this? This is taking up space. Like, because technically there was no crime, so I don't know what they wouldn't. I feel like they wouldn't keep it, right?
They open up the evidence locker, and it's just a bunch of paint cans that say "House Blood" on them.
All right, but there you have it, Sarge. There you have it, listeners. That is the story of the. I forget what I called it. Oh, the Bleeding House of Atlanta. I already forgot what I called it. The Atlanta Blood
Bleeding
House
of Atlanta. That is,
yeah.
Man, I like this one. This one was cool.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I was like I said, I was gonna add other ones, like, because this wasn't the first or only time that this has happened to people, but some of them got like it was just too poltergeist. Like
Yeah.
You know,
I'm glad that there weren't a lot of tropes in this one. Like nobody mentions a Native American burial ground or anything like that.
Well, yeah, that was the other thing, is that one of them was like, oh God, this house was on a psychic told me this house was on a cursed Native American. And I was like, no,
these
that's
fucking
where I'm
assholes.
God
like, damn it.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm not going to get it. I'm going to stick to the one, keep it at this. Cause this one is so open-ended. You know what I mean? Like, even the paranormal investigators, like, I don't fucking know. It's probably ghosts. Like, you know what I mean?
It's a lot.
Cops couldn't figure, like, because I feel like whenever a paranormal investigator comes in, they're like, well, clearly this is the soul of, you know, Chief.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, it's like, nah. Like,
yeah, exactly.
This dude's just like, I don't fucking know. We're not going to.
No idea.
Yeah. Oh, shit. All right. Well, there's your episode. It was good. I had fun with it.
I liked it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's it. I got nothing else for you, bud.
I got nothing else either. Follow us on the internet and ignore my sweaty armpit that I just showed to the cameras. Those of you listening, that didn't happen.
Yeah, no one saw nothing. Yeah, but if you want to follow us, you follow us on Instagram at Cryptid Cocktail, TikTok Cryptid Cocktail Party. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. That'd be super awesome. We were recently on an episode, or we recently recorded an episode with the Ghost Story guys. That should be coming out, I think, Tuesday. I'm not 100% sure when it comes out. I believe it's Tuesday.
That episode was a lot of fun. I think it's Tuesday.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. So definitely be sure to go check them out, listen to them, follow them, give them a 5-star rating and review. They're cool dudes, super, super funny. I think that's all I got. Sarge, you got anything you want to plug?
Nope, just my butthole. Just kidding. I don't do that.
All right. I guess with that out of the way, Sarge, do you want to say goodbye and I love you to the audience?
Hey, goodbye, and I love you.